Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping that all is well in your world this day as we make our way through yet another trying COVID-19 day. Speaking of COVID-19, we start today's show talking about some really bad news for the state of Louisiana. As you well know, because of our socioeconomic status in Louisiana, we have had the unfortunate occurrence of finding ourselves as a state at the top of a lot of bad lists and at the bottom of a lot of good lists. And of course, you throw in, along with our socioeconomic status, our struggles with education in this state. Add to that COVID-19, and just for good measure, throw in as well the effects of the opioid epidemic in our state. And all of these things combine to put us yet again at the top of another bad list. It has been announced that the state of Louisiana, due in part to COVID-19 and the lockdown restrictions in our state, it's been announced that the state of Louisiana has had the highest increase of overdose deaths from opioids in the entire nation. According to Dr. Arwen Podesta, a psychiatrist who specializes in addiction, quote, "With the pandemic, there are fewer services available, and it's harder for folks that need it to access those services." The numbers are frightening. From July of 2019 through July of 2020, our state saw a more than 50% increase in people dying from overdoses of opioids. In that time span, more than 1,700 of our fellow Louisianians lost their lives to an opioid overdose. When you take into account the sheer numbers, 1,700 lives lost in 1 year, a 50% increase in opioid overdose deaths in 1 year. That is not taking into account the number of individuals that overdosed on opioids and didn't die. In a worst case scenario, God only knows how high those numbers could have been. We don't know how many people did not have access to emergency treatment, how many people didn't have the injection pen. I mean, the numbers are staggering. And with the lockdowns all across the country and here in Louisiana, obviously people can't access the services that need them. That is where it is more incumbent than ever that just regular folks like you and I have to play a part in helping those that need help. I would like to think the majority of people out there, our fellow Louisianians, that are in danger of losing their life to an overdose from opioids. I would like to think the overwhelming majority of those people, somebody knows that. Somebody in their circle of influence, someone in their family, friend circles, someone in their opioid abuse circle knows that this person is seriously at risk from ODing fatally. And when you start talking about a lack of access to services, it's amazing. Many times, all these individuals need is someone to show that they actually care. Many times, all it takes is someone extending an offer of help. Sadly, so many of our fellow Louisianians that are dealing with this problem find themselves of the opinion they're dealing with it all alone, all by their lonesome. And if you've ever dealt with anyone dealing with depression, someone who is dealing with addiction, then you know that that disconnect from the rest of society only serves, in many instances, to further that addiction and that desperation. In just one single year, y'all, 1,700 of our fellow Louisianians fatally overdosing on opioids. It's, and I'm probably as guilty as the next person, it's an often overused phrase that this is a wake-up call. When you have a 50% increase in 1 year and you are approaching 2,000 people in 1 year fatally overdosing, we've got a major problem on our hands. And that's not including those that survived. That number does not include those who are going down that very same path. I mean, let's be realistic about this. That 1,700 people that fatally overdosed didn't just wake up one day and that happened. That is typically a path that you walk down. And as that hill gets steeper and steeper and steeper, at the bottom of that hill, after you've gained so much momentum, it's almost an inevitability. It obviously is too late for the 1,700 of our fellow Louisianians who have succumbed to this scourge. The only thing that we can do now as a community that cares, the only thing that can be done now for a community that is looking for a brighter day, is for regular folks to reach out, folks that know of these individuals and care about these individuals, to reach out and offer that hand up to get them out of this situation. There are some out there that simply showing you care can turn things around for them. And listen, y'all, I get it. Everybody, Clarence, we all dealing with lockdowns and we're dealing with unemployment and the media got us scared to death. You know, they got this new variant of COVID out now. You know, I understand all that. I get all that. But at the end of the day, these are still our fellow Louisianians. And sadly, this is not exclusive to any race, creed, color. It's not exclusive to any socioeconomic standing. It's not inclusive or exclusive to any group of individuals. We can all be affected by this. And as a result, it's incumbent upon all of us to take the time to do what we can to help. I get it. Times are tough. These are challenging days and challenging times. But when all is said and done, what a tragedy it would be on top of this tragedy if we didn't do what we could do. And many times, again, it's something as simple as just showing that you care. We're going to keep an eye on these numbers. Hopefully, as we get a better grip, a better handle, if you will, on the whole COVID-19 pandemic, hopefully we will sooner rather than later get out of these lockdown scenarios where individuals that need the help can access those services. God only knows when that's going to be. So in the interim, in the meantime, it becomes incumbent upon those of us that can do something to do something. You don't have to have a degree in psychiatry. You don't have to be a specialist in addictions. Many times, it's just a simple matter of letting someone know that you care. I cannot imagine individuals going through this life feeling that no one cares enough about them to offer a hand. That truly, truly is an indictment of our society. I need to get the first break of this hour out of the way. Unfortunately, not the only bad news that we are dealing with. Some of it is just a part of the natural cycle of life. Some of the others, however, we can prevent if we only take the time to think. We'll talk about that next as we continue the Clarence Bugg Show here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. The entire Baton Rouge law enforcement community, and probably around the state as well, because he was just that well known, are mourning the passing of former BRPD Chief Wayne Regilio. If you are from the Baton Rouge area, the name obviously rings more than a bell or two. He was one of those individuals that dedicated his entire professional life to community service. As a law enforcement officer for more than 3 decades, joining the ranks of the BRPD in 1962 and serving as the chief for 7 years from 1985 to 1992. Passed away this week at the age of 80 from a battle with cancer. I remember quite clearly the tenure of Wayne Regilio. It started in 1985. I got my start in media, in news, in radio in the summer of 1980. So I saw his tenure begin. And he was one of those individuals, and you got to understand the landscape here. 1985, you're talking about, 36 years ago. And at that point in time, there was only one radio station in Baton Rouge that catered to the African American community. And that station had a full-blown WXOK, a part of the OK group, had a full-fledged news department. 3, if not 4 of us, if memory serves correct, at the time. And Chief Regilio was always so very gracious with his time. And if you imagine, mid-'80s, there were some controversies going on then, as there are now. But I remember him as a guy that never ducked an issue whenever I called. And this, of course, was prior to the cell phone age. And one of the things that I hate most about cell phones now, back then, you jump on the horn, call someone, and they're at their desk. Believe it or not, they were always at their desk. Real easy to access. Could ask any question you wanted to. If he didn't have the answer, he'd tell you. He'd find out. He'd get back to you. It was the beginning of the end of an era in communications. And I will always be grateful to him as a guy that was still pretty much a newbie in the business. You know, it's one thing if WBRZ, Channel 2, the ABC affiliate, calls and says, yeah, we'd like to do an interview with the chief. It's something else if WAFB, the CBS TV affiliate, calls and says, yeah, we'd like to do an interview with the chief. It's entirely something else when a 5,000 watt AM black programmed radio station calls and says, we'd like to do an interview with the chief. Hold on, he's right here. Hey, Chief, Clarence, Bugs, WXOK. Hey, Clarence, how you doing? What you need today? The end of an era then. Now everybody's got cell phones. Nobody's ever in the office. They're never at their desk. Hold on, let me see if we can track him down. You want to leave a message, we'll get back to you. Or email him, you know, an entirely different time frame then. And it said a lot about the man, that he understood the need for communication and transparency and tried, as best I know, as best he could, to live up to that. It unfortunately is not the only sad news that we continue to grapple with here in the capital city. Recently, as I'm sure you have heard by now, a very horrific accident on what we affectionately call the old Mississippi River Bridge here in the capital city. 16-car pileup, including a number of 18-wheelers, and sadly, a 13-year-old teenage girl succumbing from her injuries suffered in that accident. It is one of those instances where Janaria James, the 13-year-old, should still be here today. Coming in to do the show today, taking the interstates to get here, I-110 and I-10, it is amazing to me how we as Louisianians, after all these years, still cannot master just the basics of driving safely. If you've driven anywhere in Louisiana, you know, and I will leave to you all to decide whether or not it's an inherent design flaw or something that just happened. But it's almost impossible to drive anywhere in Louisiana and not encounter a bridge where you cannot see what's on the other side of the bridge, what we in traffic circles call the downstroke. There's the upstroke of the bridge, there's the apex, and then there's the downstroke. You can probably think of any number of bridges that you drive across on a regular basis, and you cannot see what's on the other side, the downstroke of the bridge. So, as a person with common sense, I know, my bad, but it is what it is. As a person that understands the magnitude of piloting a 2,000 plus pound guided missile at 60, 70 miles an hour, and as an individual that simply is able to ascertain common courtesy, common sense tells you, I can't see what's on the other side of this bridge, on the downstroke. So let me be sure, number one, I am observing the posted speed limit. Number two, I make sure that I'm observing the correct following distance, just in case when I get to the apex of this hill, oh my God, traffic is stopped and backed up all the way. listen, y'all, again, I get it. I understand. With things starting ever so slowly to return to normal, a lot of us are in a rush to do everything we do. Got to get to the grocery store. Got to go pick up little Johnny. Got to get back in time for the virtual session. Got to do this, got to do that, all of the others. I get it. But the fact still remains. You are piloting a missile, and there are deadly consequences when you don't pay your absolute utmost attention to what you're doing. Sadly, in many cases, it is the innocent ones that pay the price. The memorial service held this week for 13-year-old Janaria James of Plaquemine. Every single person commented on the fact that her nickname was Sunshine. They gave her that name because it was impossible to meet her and not end up with a smile on your face. According to all that knew her, she was such a bright person that everybody she encountered ended up with a smile on their face. Everybody's day was a better day because they came in contact with her. And to be riding in the back of a vehicle, spreading sunshine, doing nothing more than being yourself, to find yourself all of a sudden in the midst of something this horrific shouldn't be. I know there are many folks out there that are of the opinion, well, Clarence, he ain't talking to me because I'm a good driver. Well, I won't dispute the fact that you as an individual are a good driver. But I gotta say this. In mass, as a whole, we stupid. When we get behind the wheel, sorry, English teachers, I didn't give y'all the heads up on that. But you know I'm not lying. Collectively, when it comes to driving, behind the wheel of a 2,000 plus pound metal missile, y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. Plain and simple. You took a test. You had to learn, or at least memorize, that there's a correct distance to follow. You have been driving for God knows how long, and most of you all still hadn't figured out that little lever right there by your hand at the 9 o'clock position on the steering wheel. Magically, if you flip it up or down, lights will flash on the front and rear of your car, and it will let everybody know what your intentions are. I know it's magic. I know it's something that you can't comprehend. Apparently, it has to be, because none of you clowns use your signal light when you're driving. They're optional. There you go. Thank you, Marty. That's optional. You know, if you need to come over because you're on your freaking cell phone or you're not paying attention, oh my God, there's my exit, and you need to come over, if you simply put on the signal light, come on, bro, I'll let you in. But I guess that's asking a little too much. You know, there's a reason why we have these big signs in black and white with numbers on them that says speed limit. It's not an indictment of your driving ability. The speed limit is there because of road conditions. And yet, get on any interstate in the state of Louisiana, drive the speed limit, and watch what happens. You are literally taking your life in your hands. And this is something that millions of us have taken a freaking test for, to show that we know and understand the rules of the road. Of course, now, abiding by them is something else entirely. You know what you see when you get on Louisiana roadways? The law applies to everybody but me. Under ordinary circumstances, that might be okay. But I get the feeling if you ask the family of 13-year-old Janaria James, is that okay? They would probably disagree. Just saying. Bottom of the hour break. Let me get this done. We'll come back, talk more, right where you've got it, on the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masking up will slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
On January 26, 2021, respectively, Pelican Broadcasting Network, LLC, licensee of KPBN LD, Channel 14, RF Channel 14.2, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for renewal of its broadcast license. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions on the application can visit www.fcc.gov/station search and search in the list of KPBN LD's filed applications. Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. You know, as someone who has watched politics for 40 years now, reporting on it, commenting on it, observing it, the whole nine, you start to see patterns at some point. Patterns that tell you a lot about individuals, about ideologies, about parties. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I'm sure you have as well, because our country's history, particularly in recent memory, is chock full of examples. What is it about liberals, Democrats, progressives? The things that they don't like, or the things that they think aren't good for you, are things that they should have the right to ban. Even though what they are attempting to ban and the act of banning will do absolutely nothing to fix the problem or the circumstance that they feel is bad for us. I guess it's part and parcel to the thought process that we know better what's best for you than you do. And at some point, let me hasten to add, looking at what some of the members of their base do, they might actually be on to something. But I digress. Some of y'all not going to get that till later, but that's okay. In the city of Chicago, as the case has been in many other Democrat-controlled cities across the country, in the wake of the COVID-19 lockdowns, crime has exploded. I remember sharing with you some numbers maybe a month or so ago when all of this really started to come to light. In the city of Chicago, since the lockdowns started over the last year with COVID-19, carjacking has gone up 135%. So much so that, remember I told you a couple of aldermen, equivalent of our Metro Council, had to hire private security at a number of gas stations for a couple of hours a day of the week and 5 or 6 hours on Sunday, so that people could fill up their cars without fear of being carjacked. You heard me right. Well, the carjackings continue on the rise, exploding now to the tune of 135% increase. So Representative Marcus Evans Jr., Democrat, surprise, surprise, from Chicago, has come up with what he thinks would be a solution to help solve the problem. His solution? We need to ban video games like Grand Theft Auto. Now, for the other old fogies out there that have no idea what I'm talking about, GTA, Grand Theft Auto, is a video game that allows the user playing the game to engage in all sorts of illegal activities. You can carjack, you can hire prostitutes and murder them after they deliver their services, just all sorts of craziness. But this representative, Marcus Evans Jr., apparently believes if we ban the video game, then people won't be influenced to go out and carjack other people. If that were true, why not then ban Call of Duty? We could do away with people starting wars all across the planet. Simply ban Call of Duty. And I can hear all the gamers out there screaming right now, no, no. Now, as insane as that thought process is, well, if they don't have the video game to play, they won't get the idea to carjack somebody. As insane as that idea is, Not to mention what you are saying about the individuals. It flies in the face of what this country is all about. What about the millions and millions and millions of Americans who play Grand Theft Auto, and the thought of going out and carjacking someone never enters their mind? Well, to hell with the fact that they should be able to play whatever game they want to play because there's some airhead thug deviant out there that's sitting there playing Grand Theft Auto, and the thought pops into their head, wow, I ought to go out in life and do what I'm doing here on the video screen. Never mind that you are infringing upon the rights of all these other people that enjoy the game for what it is, entertainment, and nothing ever comes of it. But that's what Dems do. Because there's somebody out there that cannot live by the rules of a civilized society, let's punish everybody. See, that's the difference between us, conservatives, and y'all, liberals. Okay? You exhibit to us the fact that you either cannot or will not abide by the rules of a civilized society. We got a place for you, hoss, dedicated just to people like you. But the rest of us who do abide by the established rules of a civilized society, we are free to go about our merry way and do what Americans do. It's called freedom. It's called liberty. It's called abiding by the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. You know, the whole thing about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So if Grand Theft Auto, playing it, brings me happiness, you think, Mr. Democrat, it's okay to rob me of that, even though I've done nothing wrong. The thought of committing a carjacking after playing Grand Theft Auto has never entered my mind. But because some yahoo that's probably a Democrat went out, broke the law, well, now we gonna punish everybody. That's the only fair way to do it. And this clown is a state representative. This clown has a comfort level to come before a legislative body and propose something that denies probably millions more individuals of their liberty and freedom just because of these other jokers that cannot abide by the rules of a civilized society. When we get to that point, and sadly, we're there. You can stick a fork in this representative republic, y'all, because we're done. If you have no better solution to solving the problem of people breaking laws other than to penalize those who don't, you should resign, sir. You should give up your position, because it is obvious to anybody watching you have no idea whatsoever what this country, the principles we were founded upon, the sacrifices that have been made, and apparently you don't have the backbone to punish the people that should be punished instead of punishing the ones who've done absolutely absolutely nothing wrong. I don't play Grand Theft Auto. I have no desire to want to carjack, even in a fantasy world. I have no desire to want to hire a prostitute and kill her when it's over. But I understand there are those out there that can play the game responsibly and never have any problem out of it. I understand there are those out there that say, dude, it's fantasy. It is what it is. I escape reality for a few minutes, play it, I go on with my life. How dare you, as a representative of the people, want to punish folks who've done absolutely nothing wrong because you don't have the spine to stand up and deal with the miscreants who won't obey the law? Of course, now, freedom-loving people, we get smacked around a whole lot easier. We take it a lot more than the criminals do. And that's another show for another day. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. You know, it's amazing how things come to light. Many times in the most innocuous of ways, many times when you least expect it. You may remember the last omnibus spending bill to come out of Washington, D.C., as the media and others were pouring through this 6,000-page document, we started finding out about all sorts of things that our government was spending our money on that had nothing to do with our country. Now, let me say for the record, as the leader of the, quote, free world, there are going to be any number of instances where America could feel it's in our best interest to help another country outside the borders of the continental United States and the other two states of Alaska and Hawaii. That's understandable. But in this last omnibus spending bill, someone, and I don't know who the first person was that noticed it, but someone brought to light that we were spending 15 or 20 million of America's taxpayers' dollars for gender equity programs in Pakistan. Remember that? Well, ironically, in a twisted sort of way, that's the good news. It was only $15 million. A new report out, issued by the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, notes that since 2002, it's 19 years, did you know the federal government has spent more than $787 million. That's in excess of $750 million of your money on gender equality programs in Afghanistan. You heard me right. Now, anybody that knows anything at all about Afghanistan knows what those folks over there think about their women folk. You've seen the burqas and, you covered head to toe and no outline of your figure or none of that. Voting, school, you know, if you know anything at all about Afghanistan, how they feel about and how they treat their women folk. But apparently, our see all, know all, and can fix all with your tax dollars, government, figured, well, we can fix that. We can straighten them folks out in Afghanistan. In excess of $750 million. And pretty much nothing has changed. We often talk about how folks in D.C. live in a bubble. They are surrounded by and interact with pretty much only people that tell them what they think they want to hear, surrounded by, interact only with people that think as twisted as they do, and pretty much are of the opinion, if we just throw some more of your money at people, we can fix anything. We can fix it, by God. We just need some more money. $787 million of your tax dollars since 2002 for gender equality projects in Afghanistan. It would be funny if it weren't so maddening. Maddening. Now listen, I get it. We went in to Afghanistan. We destroyed a whole lot of stuff. I get it. So there is some obligation there to help rebuild what you destroyed. Okay? That's just a fairly reasonable train of thought. I get that. But you're not throwing money at rebuilding schools that you bombed and destroyed. You're not throwing money at rebuilding government installations that you bombed and destroyed. You're throwing money to change a mindset. Newsflash, Captain, them folks don't think like we do. In case you haven't figured it out yet, federal government, them folks don't think like we do. So far, we've thrown at them, since 2002, $787 million, and nothing's changed. And my gut tells me, and I've learned to trust old Mr. Gut, my gut tells me you can throw another $787 million at them. And guess what? Nothing's gonna change. I'm due a refund. I want my damn money back. $750 million. You can't make this stuff up. I wish we could find out who stuck it in there to begin with and demand a refund. Yeah, good luck with that, right? Right. Our final show for the week. As always, thank you kindly on behalf of yours truly and my good friends, the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher, for giving us time to share some news with you, hopefully broaden some insights as well. Marty's given me the sign, which lets me know, no, not the bouquet sign, the other sign. Inside joke, y'all. Not the bouquet. I'm going to have to tell y'all about the bouquet one day. But this day, just like any other, I give it to you. America, we ain't perfect, but doggone it, for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord. Oh, yeah, he loves you, and so do I. Best news you're going to get all day. There ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. God bless.